Hey guys, real estate investment advisor Jeff Kim here. Just wanting to answer another common question that I get pretty frequently, which is should I sell my home or should I sell my investment property when I buy another one? So here's what I always like to start off with. It really depends on a lot of different variables. There's definitely no one best answer for everybody in every single situation. It really is case by case. But here's a couple of the questions to consider. So first off, you're selling your primary residence as an example. You're buying another home, either to upsize or downsize, or whatever the reason might be. And you might be thinking, should I just hang on to my first home? Should I just rent it out now? Keep it as an investment, or do I sell it? So the questions you want to ask are, for one, is your home that you are now moving out of, is it an ideal rental? Using just extreme examples, right? If you lived in some, multi-million dollar mansion and then you're, either upsizing or downsizing, do you want to keep that home as an investment property? Extreme example, maybe not the best, but yeah, in that scenario, probably not, right? So generally speaking, the properties that you want to keep as an investment property are generally ones that are easier to rent. They always say that your typical rental home is a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. A little bit of a variance of that is fine. 4 bedroom, 2 bath, 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3 bedroom, 3 bath. So any kind of anything near that would be an ideal property to rent. Consider school districts, consider neighborhood, location. Is your primary residence, was it more in like a young single professional area versus somewhere that's a little more family friendly? Just different factors to consider. The other thing that you want to really take into account are your potential tax implications. So as of right now, as of filming, basically, if you live in your primary residence for 2 out of the last 5 years, as an individual, you can uh, gain up to 250,000. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Write-off gains of up to 250,000 as an individual, 500,000 filing jointly as a married couple. So if you're, selling a property and want to try to minimize those property gains taxes, might be the right move for you to sell it while it is your primary residence. So keep in mind, if you keep it as a rental, and then 5 years later you're trying to sell it, now all of a sudden when you do sell it, you've got to pay taxes on all those gains, unless you do a 1031 exchange into another property, of course, right? So just a couple of the factors to consider. The other thing that I always kind of recommend to consider is to think about that next property that you're going to get into. If you do decide to cash out, then what are you going to do with that money, right? Do you need it to purchase your next home? If you don't, do you have somewhere to basically allocate those funds? You're going to have some time to weigh all your options. You don't have to sell it immediately, but yeah, those are just some of the questions that you want to consider. And yeah, just question of the day, probably one of the most common questions I get asked. So hopefully that helps. Feel free to contact me if you've got any investment type of questions. That's what I do. Real estate investment specialist, 559-212-4489. Feel free to subscribe. Shoot me an email if you've got any questions. Leave any comments in the leave any questions in the comments section if there's one specifically that you want answered for yourself. And like I said, no one answer for everybody. It really is a case by case. So feel free to contact me, and let's see if I can help you out. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good one.